We are here, we are here, we are here on this amazing day. Okay, everyone, this is Cam Jones, FX Daily Analysis. We are marking up USD, JPY. Take a look at what's going on in the market. We are on the monthly time frame. So let's identify a few things in the market. First, we're going to identify price action. Last candle in the market is a bullish inverted hammer. Okay, so you can see that market's pushed up to this area of resistance multiple times. So price action, higher highs, price action, lower lows, midpoint. We can see market prices at that high of that overall market of the highs, lows, mid. You can see that the market is right on that midpoint, but really on second level highs. The market's on second level highs. Currently, right now, just did a break, multiple pushes down to that bottom of that support that we found. So the semi spike downs we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pushes down to that bottom. About 1, 2, 3 of them are spike downs, but solid touches to that bottom by 1, 2, about 3 touches. So in total 6. And then we could just head over to price action and let's see where price action is coming from. And we can clearly see it look like a triple. We look at the first few candles in that area, it's like a triple bottom. So that first, second, third, fourth retest, market pushed up once, retest, market pushed up twice. So market's on that second push currently, and market broke the midpoint. We haven't identified the retest for that market to push up. So we're going to see if that market's going to come back to retest as we walk down further. If not, we'll just get a breakout and market can come back down later on for that retest. Let's take a look at what's going on. But before we do, let's talk about what's going on in this area of price action. Price action has spiked that high multiple times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. On the 5th time, didn't really break out or it didn't reach the highest wick like the previous second last candle, but still 5 pushes to that top of that area. So we got to figure out what's market's price is going to do. And it's also at a retest candle. So that inverted hammer is at retest. Is actually a level right here. So that market broke up, stopped right here, and we got to figure out what's going on in that area as we walk down further. So it's going to be in a slight range as we walk down. Let's see if we can mark it up on here. We can probably adjust it as we walk down further. But it probably look like something like here, like this, as we walk down. Headed down to the weekly time frame, see how it's just in there. So now we can see the break and retest of that area. So also, I want to make sure we identify this area that the colors that's above, the SR lines that's above resistance is the consolidation that we can see that market in from that break and retest. I just want to change the color. So we know that below the price action red SR line is that midpoint of that overall structure where the highs, where price is currently located. All right, so let's head back over and we can clearly see that market's in that incline. We did receive the break and retest, so let's read that structure to see what's going on. First leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, retest. Market pushed up, retest 1, retest 2, retest 3. 3 pushes already that market did. Exhaustion is 4, so it can still continue this push. And once you start seeing red candles form for the bearish, and we see it engulfing in the markets start pushing up again in green for the bulls, that'd be the 4th push that will be on. So currently it's on a 3rd push. Still hasn't broke the previous area that, hold on. It did break that area of resistance of solid candles of the body. So the market is in that break area now, but price didn't break the previous wicks of the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th and 7th candle. Price is actually trying to break the 7th candle wick currently right now. So it still has a lot of wicks to still break up in these areas here. Okay, so if that market is not heading up for that incline for that 3 pushes to the top that we're currently on, the market could be running to a resistance of, let's draw it out. So multiple pushes to that top starting from over here. First, second, third, fourth, retest. Market pushed up once. The market can come down here. If it can drop down So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes to that top of resistance. And market come down. So we look for a break and retest. Or the market just comes straight down in bearish candles to head back down to that midpoint. And we may see that because we did break that midpoint of the SR line in red. So that market still hasn't broke. It broke, but it hasn't come back to return. So market still may have a chance to come down, or it'll just push up and come back down later. Headed down to the daily time frame. Let's have to see what's going on. So if this market's in an incline for that push up, we can clearly see markets coming from that first, second, third, fourth retest. Market pushed up once. Area resistance. Market's having a hard time breaking this area just yet. Near price, we got 3 pushes to that top. So market still could form some more and consolidate if it wanted to break up, break down, or break sideways. Now, if that's the breakout to the top side, it will be first, second, third, fourth retest. Market breaks, retest, market pushes up, so on. Okay, market has levels of break, so it will break this level, it will head up to the next level. If that market's going to come down for that decline market, so we just drew that resistance, that SR, the trend line going up, trend line going down. We actually put that market into a wedge pattern. So if that market's going to drop down for that resistance, before I talk about the wedge pattern, if that market dropped down for that resistance, that'll be multiple pushes to that top. Okay, so market spiked up once, market spiked up twice, market spiked up 3 times. It's a single top, a double retest. That market could drop, break this area of support, retest that bottom, drop down, or we just get a full drop back to the bottom, retest, market's gone. Okay, so like I was saying before, market is in that wedge pattern, so we can clearly see that market is bouncing back and forth in that wedge. So we waiting for a breakout whenever it comes. So we don't know if it's gonna drop some bears down in red and pop up, or it's gonna be breakout in green, retest, and work its way up. We'll identify as we go down further. Okay, moving the wedge pattern out the way, headed down to the 4-hour. Okay, price action candle is a inverted bullish candle. Price is actually about to break the previous area. It did break. It didn't close out yet. For a clean closeout, you want price to break these, close out above these wicks here. So it still has some forming to do for this market. So let's draw it out. So if this market's going to drop down, it'll be first, second, third. Market drop down for that M pattern, break, retest, work its way back down to the low. Okay, if market's going to work his way up, coming from a decline W, first, second, third, fourth, retest 1, retest 2. 2 pushes to the top, still waiting for that break and retest to work his way up further. Market is kind of on the break. We'll identify if it's going to be a retest as we walk down further. Headed down to the 3-hour time frame. Price action, inverted bullish candle, side by side. So there's a wedge pattern going in here. You connect these areas here with the bodies of the solid support of the candles and the wicks of the resistance of the candles. You can see that market's in that wedge pattern. So we're waiting for a breakout. So we kind of still see that same structure. If that market doesn't break, see that M. If it does, you'll see the breakout retest. Market's working its way up. Price action, if it closes out above this area here, okay, that will be 50% chance it can still push up, but it's not a full chance because it hasn't broke this wick. So you want to see price, that candle still push up further. Headed down to the 2, okay, price action, inverted bullish candle, side by side with the previous one. Price action body is above the previous body, but price action wick is not above the previous wick. So market is in some type of tight wedge pattern. Could still be forming some dojis, or dojis could be forming to break that market up or down. Price action of the inverted bullish. So it's a retest and a push up. So this price action is a bullish inverted hammer, but it's a push up. So what the market did was push up, came back to retest and push up again. So it's in that break. So you're going to see that market's going to drop down or still push up that break and retest as we walk down further. Headed down to the 45. Now we can see a clear break. Market coming back up, showing that area of resistance to the top. 2 pushes so far, 3 pushes in total. Same as well. Okay, and price action almost go off the previous side body. It did go off the previous side body. Still didn't clear the wick, so you want to clear the wicks for it to see a nice clean breakout for that price to move up. Price 30.15 reading the same thing. 5 still didn't close out above the area of this wick. Headed down to the 3. Still didn't close out. So 5, 3, and 1 can be reading the same thing. They all are. Okay, guys. Thank you. USD, JPY.